2. This is our 5-day Back on Track Bootcamp. Yesterday was day 1, obviously, and that was all about meal planning. So that's something that I find is huge for me for eating healthy. Being able to stick with it is the meal planning part. So if you missed that one, go back and have a look. It's a little bit longer. It's about a 45-minute one, but it's got it's packed with lots of practical, valuable information in there. So have a look at that. And also at the end of it, I shared the link for the free meal plan PDFs. So to get you going, I want this week is all about getting you guys going to eating healthier. I know that's the goal for a lot of you, sort of getting back on track. So I wanted to give you that free meal plan. That's our membership meal plan. So I'm giving that to everybody for free this week, and also taking you through exactly what I do. So I sort of drilled down on when I'm doing really well with healthy eating versus when I'm not doing well at all. And so I drilled down and divided it up into the 4 days, and I'm sharing that with you this week. So each day, 10 o'clock on Facebook, on this Mama Recharge page, you'll find me here with another part to the video series. Friday, we are capping it off with our webinar or live class, live training, whatever you want to call it. And we're doing giveaways, we're doing fast action bonuses in there, so make sure you don't miss the Friday one. Try to get on live if you can. So part 1, I wrote a few things down so I don't get off track. So we're going to be focusing on shopping for day 2 and like a well-stocked kitchen. So this is another important part. I would say the most important parts to healthy eating and being able to be consistent with that. Number 1 is having a plan, so the meal plan. Number 2 is the meal prep, and shopping is in between there. It's very important too, and what you have on hand in your kitchen is so important. So I'm going to go through some tips, some money saving tips, time saving tips. So we will get started with that. So first of all, you want to do sort of like a mini kitchen makeover. You want to have a look through your pantry, your fridge. First of all, I would get rid of anything, if you haven't already done this, go through your fridge and freezer, and if there's anything that needs to go in the garbage, if it's freezer burnt, if it's past its date, get rid of that. You'll feel so much better if you decluttered that. Secondly, go through your pantry, your fridge and freezer as well, and anything that's going to hinder your efforts in getting healthier and feeling better and losing weight, whatever your goal is. I want you to either get rid of it, donate it, or I know a lot of us, the moms, we're trying to get healthy. The husbands aren't quite on board. They've got their potato chips or whatever that they like, and maybe that's a weakness for you as well. And having it in the pantry, looking at that in the evening when you're craving something like that, that's tough. So if you can't get rid of those things, and if they're still coming into the house, then talk with your husband or whoever is bringing those things in, and put them out of sight. So you can go as far as saying, can you put those somewhere where I don't know that we have them? Or you can, like, sometimes we'll have like a Costco size bag of chips, which is not good at all, but we have stuff like that in case we have like an evening with people over. So we try not to have that on a normal basis, but if we're celebrating something, we'll have like some sort of, even if it's not Costco size, just some sort of like junk food still in the house. So in that case, I put that, we've got in the basement, we've got like a little pantry area. So I put that down there. I completely forget about it, so it makes that a lot easier. But it's best not to bring any of that stuff in, especially in this first month when you're really trying to shift your habits. If there's certain things that maybe that's like ice cream in the freezer, that's chips, maybe that's cereals, whatever that is for you, try to get rid of that if you can, for at least the first month, so that you can break free from those, from sort of the bad habits. So that's number 1, is sort of a kitchen makeover. In our Mama Recharge method, we start that January 21st. Some of you are in that already. If you're not in it and you want more information or you're thinking about it, I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about that on Friday. So watch for that. In that, we start off, I encourage the moms to go through we have a kitchen staples guide with a pantry makeover, and we also have, what do I call it? Eat This, Not That guide, which is super helpful. So if you're in that already, go have a look at that now. If you're not, then I'll share some more information on Friday. So yeah, there are some, if you have certain things like ice cream is your thing, there are other things like healthier, like chocolate banana smoothie, things like that. So I share some of those things, but maybe I won't go into that for this day 2 for the bootcamp series. So stock up on essentials. So you can do this one of 2 ways, depending on what your pantry, your fridge looks like right now, what your supply looks like. What I would do if you're doing a full meal plan, if you're following the meal plan that I shared with you guys yesterday, I don't think I'd worry about going through all the staples that you need right now. In that case, just go through, I list out everything on that meal plan in the shopping list. And also if you're creating your own meal plan, just write everything out. So say you need like balsamic vinegar or coconut oil or something, and that's not something that you don't normally have on hand, then put that out. Otherwise it can get overwhelming, it can get expensive if you're stocking your pantry with everything right now. So I'm going to go into detail a little bit more with how to stock your pantry and money saving tips. So once you have your meal plan, like we talked about yesterday, or with the Mom Recharge membership meal plan, go through each recipe to create your list. Actually, if you have the meal plan from yesterday, or if you're in the membership, we automatically create the entire plan for you. So we've got the entire meal plan, we've got it either the supper plan, or we've got your entire plan, and then the shopping list for each of those. If you're doing your meal plan on your own, then I recommend you grab your plan, you go through each of those recipes, and you write down your ingredients on there. Some of the things you might know for sure you don't need, so you don't have to write that on there. If you're unsure, write it down, and then at the end you go through and you cross things off. You look through your fridge and your pantry. So that's sort of the steps that I do. Say it's Saturday morning, you are creating your meal plan. Make it enjoyable, like sit down with a comfy blanket, a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and do your meal plan. Then your next step is to create your shopping list. So put all the ingredients, go through every recipe. Don't forget about snacks as well. You want to make sure you're getting your healthy snacks on there. So you want to be sure to include quantities as well, so you only buy what you need. I love this. I love bulk bins for this. So especially if I'm doing the Superstore Click and Collect, and I need 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. I don't know if the workers there get annoyed with this, but like if I need 3 tablespoons of sesame seeds or something like that, I just go through the bulk bin section on the Superstore Click and Collect, and you can put in the exact quantities. So they're probably not going to get it completely exact. So you can kind of guess, or you can put in a little bit more, but especially if there's things that you're not sure you're going to use on a daily basis, just get what you need for that meal plan. So that's what I love with, especially with the membership plans. It's all listed for you, like even all the spices and everything like that, all the nuts and seeds if you're not sure. So like say there's slivered almonds or something, just do the bulk bin, do the amount that you need in that meal plan. So that's one tip. So just buy what you need. Some things I like to buy in bulk, especially if I am shopping at Costco. I'm going to touch on that in a minute. So for your shopping list, you want to organize it into categories based on how your store is laid out. So this is huge for once you get into the store, especially if you have little kids with you. You don't want to be running around all over the place. They can be so distracting. So you need to have it all categorized. You need like a good game plan before you get in there. So I do produce first, because that's usually when you walk in, it's produce. So if you're doing your meal plan, you're doing your shopping list, go through all the recipes, kind of do a big piece of paper and put produce in one spot. So as you're going through and do like meat, do pantry or non-perishable, or nuts and seeds or whatever. So do different categories, or dairy, eggs, meat in one spot. To make it easier. So you're going through one shopping list, you're putting produce down, you're putting the meat that you need for it, and then go through each plan. So again, the meal plan this week, try that out. It's all organized for you already. So yeah, that makes it so much easier. You're not going to forget stuff, and you're going to be quicker. But ideally, Superstore Click and Collect, or there's Save on Foods has a shopping service. Walmart now has a shopping service. So take advantage of those. If you got little kids, especially, it's winter, you don't want to bring them all out of the vehicle. If you enjoy going to the grocery store, getting your own stuff, then that's different. But for shopping, if I'm doing my meal plan and I'm going to do the online shopping, most of them you have to order like the day before. So I've been in the routine of I'll do my meal plan on Friday, Friday nights are, we used to go out Friday nights. We're mostly home with the kids Friday nights nowadays. So I often will do like Friday afternoon with a cup of coffee. Everything's with a cup of coffee. Friday afternoon or Friday evening, I'll just kind of, as we're watching Netflix or something, I will go through my meal plan, either grab my membership meal plan or create my own meal plan. And then I'll order my groceries Friday night. Order it by midnight for Superstore, and then it's ready for the next day. So then that's so easy. If you're taking the kids, you just pick it up. You can go do something else. I find if I have the kids with me and I'm out, it's like shopping is the only thing we can do, and then we have to go home. Like making 2 stops at 2 stores is just way too much. So, so yeah, that's my routine. Our membership meal plans come out every Friday morning, just so that you can do that. Don't bring junk into the house is another big lesson too, when I look back and see what I've done differently to be able to stick with it, or when I'm not able to stick with it. And there's a lot of tempting food in the pantry, especially when you are really craving. And that first week, especially the first couple weeks, are the hardest. Those habits are so ingrained. You actually, at certain times of the day, certain triggers will cause a certain craving. You'll want that habit. So until you break free from that, you'll want to get rid of those things. If those things are there, you're likely to reach for it, especially if you're tired, you've had a busy day, you're going to reach for that. So try to have some healthier alternatives. So that we'll talk about more in the meal prep tomorrow, tomorrow's video at 10 o'clock. We'll talk more about having like snacks and things like that prepped and ready to go. So have healthier things, having your pantry stocked with healthier things, getting rid of the junk. Don't bring it in, especially those things that are so tempting to you. With kids things too, you might think, okay, well, my kids love all these things, that's all they'll eat, and they're so tempting to me. This might be an opportunity too. I know it's harder with kids to start shifting things, but depending on what it is, like my kids still get to indulge in some treats, but you know what, they can be on board with this as well and bring in healthier alternatives for them as well, if that's kind of where that problem lies. I'll talk about my favorite places to shop. So we love to shop at Costco. If you have a Costco around you, Costco's a favorite. My husband loves to shop at Costco, so this works really good for me. I would rather just give him a list and have him go get it. So he goes about once a week. And the things we get at Costco, I wrote down a few of them. Organic coffee, nuts. So you are going to spend a little bit more because you're buying things in bulk. I kind of love doing this though. And we've got a freezer downstairs, a freezer upstairs. So things like nuts, you don't want to have almonds, like a big bag of almonds in your pantry for 6 months. But I will take out a little jar full that'll last me a week or 2. And then the rest I keep in the freezer. So nuts and seeds, try to keep those in the freezer. But those you can buy in bulk, and you can save a lot of money at places like Costco. So almond milk as well. Costco, we get that there, and we'll buy it in I think it comes in 6 or 8 cartons of almond milk. Nut butters, like peanut butter, natural peanut butter, you want to make sure that you're not adding sugar. You just want the whole natural peanut butters and almond butters and things like that. So that's a good place to get that. Some of the produce we get at Costco, I try to get organic as much as possible, but stuff that looks more fresh is important as well. So we don't always do, and price is a factor as well. Ideally, I do all organic, but I don't. So we do get some of our produce from Costco. Sometimes it's a little bit more convenient, like broccoli already cut, things like that. If you're in a rush, don't feel bad about getting those bagged salads. Sometimes I'll get those and I'll skip if it's got the dressing, I'll do my own like olive oil and vinegar, stuff like that. But if you're in a rush, go for that. Some snack items we get at Costco. I try not to do that too much, so you can save money by making your own snacks, setting aside a little bit of time each week. I'll talk about this tomorrow, but set aside a little bit of time to make like 1 snack item or 2 snack items. Doesn't take that long. You're saving money, and you're usually getting a lot better ingredients. Some of the Costco snacks are really good. Like if you're busy, if you're on the go, we're going to be traveling soon, so I'm going to get some different bars and stuff like that to take on the plane and to take to our resort. Seed crackers, like Mary's crackers, are a good option. You can mix those in sometimes, especially if I'm having raw veggies, guacamole. You want something kind of crunchy, like something different in there with it. So in that case, I don't mind having like some gluten-free crackers. Olive oil, I get from there. Layer bars occasionally, that's kind of in that snack category. You can make your own as well. Dates, that's a good place to get dates. Coconut, shredded coconut. So things like that. The dates are a fairly big bag. You can keep those in the fridge or freezer. So hopefully you have enough freezer space, fridge space. Shredded coconut. It's probably good to last at room temperature for quite a while, but I get like, it's a really big bag. It's in quite a few of my recipes. So I get the big bag and then I throw it in the freezer because I've got room in there. Almond flour, coconut flour. You don't have to go too crazy with all new ingredients and spend thousands of dollars buying all these new ingredients. But like I said before, just go through your meal plan each week. If it doesn't call for coconut flour in that week's meal plan, don't worry about stocking your pantry with it yet. So do kind of one at a time. A lot of these things too, like the almond flour is big at Costco, and that I store in my freezer as well. So if you're a Costco member, then those are some tips. If you are a Costco person, I'd love if you'd share some of your favorite things. Share that in the comments or hit reply if you're watching this through the email. And I'd love to hear some of your Costco staples, and maybe I can do like a whole list and share that of our Costco favorites. Other places that I love to shop at are Superstore, getting really good with tons of variety, organic produce, tons of different produce. Usually they have a natural food aisle that has a lot of stuff. The prices are pretty good. Save on Foods is another good place, and Sobeys as well. Depending on the stores, some superstores don't have as much selection. I noticed some will have a good freezer section of natural foods, gluten-free foods. Others don't have it at all. Sobeys is kind of the same. Some of them are good, some of them aren't. And those Superstore, Save On, and Walmart all have that shopping service, the pickup shopping service, which is nice. Winners is a good spot to pick up sometimes things like coconut flour, hemp seeds, snacks. They've got a really neat selection, especially if you're on the go. So some of them you got to really watch for. They have sort of hidden sugars. There's a lot of gluten-free things, but some of them you have to really watch for. But if you want just some snack things for on the go or something, like even like a trail mix, Winners is really good, and often they'll have clearance stuff, so it can be a really good price. What else do they have in there? They've got all sorts of stuff. So anytime I'm in Winners, I make sure I go there and see, first of all, see what's on clearance, and then see what else they have. So your local health food store, I'm in Niverville, so my favorite health food store is Good Natural in Steinbach. So if you're in that area, that's actually the best. I've gone to a lot of different health food stores. I've checked out most of the ones in Winnipeg. That's my favorite. That's my favorite one. Their prices are good. The store staff, there's probably good store staff in other places as well, but they're so knowledgeable. So that's another perk to that. If you're unsure of what you need, if you're just kind of starting out on this health journey, you feel kind of alone, maybe none of your family is eating this way, going into a health food store like Good Natural is really nice because the girls, most of them live that same lifestyle. Most of the other customers in there are living that lifestyle as well, and they're a wealth of knowledge as well. When I'm in there, I love to just kind of like listen and hear some of the tips that they're telling. I try not to eavesdrop too much, but yeah, they're so knowledgeable in there. So you can get some free advice from them, which is so nice. And actually, I just saw that they have a bundling thing. So if you don't have any, you want to start on some vitamins and all that for yourself and for your kids, they have a bundle right now, so you can save 25% off the regular price. So if you're in Steinbach or Niverville, check that out. And if you're wanting to get started on some different supplements. I was going to mention too, at most health food stores, I know Good Natural does this. They'll have one day each month where it's a discount day. So for $49 and under, it's the first Tuesday of every month at Good Natural. Over 50 is the last Friday of every month. So check your local health food store, and they likely will have savings. So if you want to save money, make sure that you watch for that and plan that day to stock up on your things. So For health food stores, the things that I often buy are my makeup, my face wash, and like face lotions, sunscreens, vitamins and minerals, enzymes, like digestive enzymes if I'm dealing with bloating issues and things like that, probiotics, fish oils, MCT oil. My husband has been liking that lately. Specialty drinks like a reishi hot chocolate and things like that. Most of those things, if you're just starting out, those are not quite as essential as just the regular fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds, and if you're on a budget. So start with the just switching over your diet is a great place to start, and then work from there. So I'm going to share some money saving tips. So if some examples, if a recipe calls for almond butter, but you just have peanut butter on hand and almond butter seems so expensive, quite often, almost in every recipe, you can sub in peanut butter. Or if there's a lot of other butters like sunflower seed butter, hazelnut butter, cashew butter, a lot of them you can sub in peanut butter. Coconut butter is a little bit different. In that case, often you can sub in coconut oil, but try not to, if there's subs, if you can sub in things for unique ingredients, if there's unique ingredients and you can sub in things that you already have, then try to do that. So that's quite often what I do. I love almond butter, but it can be expensive, and I usually have peanut butter on hand anyways. Fresh berries, do frozen, you can save a lot of money. Overripe bananas, we have a lot of smoothies and baking and things like that. Often it uses overripe bananas, so watch for that. At the grocery store you can save, I think, like 30% off of that. Frozen vegetables are easy and they're a little bit cheaper. So watch for sales on staples like almonds, almond milk, avocados, meat like that, and then stock up on that. So you can start stocking your pantry with healthier things by watching for sales instead of just doing it all at once. So if chicken breasts are on sale one week, stock up for that, even though maybe you only have like one chicken dish that week, or ground beef is on sale and you don't have that in your meal plan that week, I would still get it as long as you have the space for it. If you're doing beans, you can buy them dried. So this takes a little bit more time. If you've got an Instant Pot, beans are really good in that. That's such an inexpensive protein to get beans, especially in the can. They're cheap too, but if you buy them dried, like in the bags, it's so cheap. So I will buy a bag of dried beans. I'll do them in the Instant Pot. Cook them up in there, let them cool, then I'll divide them into freezer bags so that they're ready to go, and it's so cheap. But if time is more of an issue for you, then I would just go for the easier canned beans. So that's another example. So another example is to buy, instead of buying like trail mix packs and things like that, any little snack packs, buy the bigger things. So like I said, with Costco, we'll buy the big almonds. If we're completely out of like all the different nuts, so I like almonds, walnuts, pecans, Costco sells all of those. It can get expensive if you're buying 3 bags, so I would just buy one at a time. Then maybe in a few weeks, buy another bag of something instead of having all that on hand. But so like I was saying, with anything that's like snack packs, try to buy the bigger thing, and then you can just put them into smaller portion sizes yourself. You can make your own trail mix instead of buying the trail mix packs, and usually you can make it healthier as well. I think my family's gonna be getting home pretty soon, so so meal plan Saturday or Sunday, I think I mentioned that. So Friday, I mentioned all of that. Shop on Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so for shopping, I usually do this routine like I mentioned yesterday. If I'm doing the click and collect, I'll order it Friday, shop Saturday, prep on Sunday. Otherwise, and if you have shift work, or if you're home with your kids, you're not on a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 schedule, I love shopping on Mondays or whatever day of the week that is for you. So don't feel like you always have to be at Costco on Sundays, because that can be rough. So try to pick like one day of the week where it works out best, and try to work that into your weekly routine. So for us, my husband's away getting groceries right now with my son, and so Monday or Tuesday we always do that. So I think that's about all I had for shopping. That's a little bit of a quicker one today. Tomorrow we're going to be going into meal prep, and I haven't decided if I think I'll probably bring you into my kitchen, do some of the prep with you. I think that would be good. So watch tomorrow. That's going to be a good one. I'm going to share with you what I do, whether that is 30 minutes of prep once a week or up to 3 hours of prep. I'll tell you more about that, and I don't have to do anything. Everything's ready for me that week when I do 3 hours. But generally, I'll just do like maximum like 30 minutes of prep for that week, and that is huge in sticking with eating well. So I'm going to share that with you tomorrow. If you missed out on the meal plan, the free meal plan I shared with you yesterday, I'll put that somewhere in the description, the comments, so you can find that. So make your week easier, get started on a good foot, on the right foot with healthy eating, having that meal plan ready for you, and you can have an idea of how I meal plan, how I do my shopping list, how I do my prep guide. So I'll talk about that tomorrow. At the end of every meal plan is a prep guide as well. So showing you on Sunday what you can do, what meat to freeze, when to bring it out, what you can prep the night before for the next day, like in the middle of the week. So watch for that tomorrow. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Comment below, any comment, post. If you're doing the meal plan, share a picture of your recipe or any of the recipes that you've been enjoying. Comment about that in the page. Any comment, post, share, anything like that gets your name into the draw that we're doing on Friday during the live class. So post for a good chance to win. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.